What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Cam, and we are here with end of season, off-season recap here for Oregon State Dynasty. I'll have the playlist link in the description below if you missed any of the first season. But as you can see, our records at the top of the screen went 9-5, won a Pac-12 championship, won a bowl game, and we're here at the off-season, which is much more in-depth than it used to be in college football 26. We have to set our next season roster NIL. As you can see at the top right of the screen, we have about 1,700 points to handle the roster NIL, the transfer portal, next year's recruiting cycle, facility upgrades, staff upgrades, all that kind of stuff will be taken care of here in this video. Without further ado, let's hop in. Now, this looks bad. A lot of players want to transfer. I wouldn't get too obsessed with all this. Sometimes the risk of leaving bar is not necessarily what it actually is. I'll put expected NIL for Noland at 40, and you see it's like, oh, he still might transfer. It's a little wonky. It's a little messed up right now. Shout out EA Sports. But we're gonna make do, and I'll try to explain it as best I can, or at least obviously show you who leaves and who doesn't, and kind of go through my thought process. But I'm not afraid to lower NIL payments as well. If I want to let someone go, I'm putting them at 0. So, I'm not going to pay 2 quarterbacks that both stink, so we'll take the 15 off of Avala, and we have it set to where, I know a lot of dynasties move the transfer meter down to only 15 players per year can transfer. Mine is still at 20, and I'm going to leave it at 20 for the foreseeable future, so we probably will have 20 players asking out, is what I would guess, but, yeah, just going to talk through my thought process here, going through the list. And I want to be extra conservative, because I'd much rather go crazy in the portal than overpay for a subpar player. So, Cornell Hatcher has to stay. I know he has normal dev. He might have to go, actually. He was one of our best players. He rarely got the ball in sim. He had 12 touchdowns, almost 800 rushing yards. But 105 is just a lot. And you'd have to think, we're going to let Cordry Glass go. I want to pursue Hatcher or McMillan, but we've got to pick. I think I'm going to go Hatcher, and hopefully he stays. I'm going to pay him 105. It says he still wants to leave. Sometimes that's wonky, so we'll see what happens there. Everyone wants to leave. Well, Aaron Butler is staying. I will pay him whatever it takes. I'll pay him 60 just to not have any issues. Star Dev, 93 speed. Kind of speaks for itself. And as you can see, we're projected to hopefully be around 30% for roster NIL. That's probably going to be a little bit higher. And that's okay. So we've got 400 extra points to spend. So I've got to remember that. I'm kind of down to let the 6 receiver go. I'm not really that interested. But some of these other guys, like Arian Hampton, I wouldn't mind for 40. And obviously all of them won't transfer, so I'm looking for speed here. He wants 70. It's a little rich for my blood. We could do 30 for Jamison Powell. And don't forget, our starting receivers are going to be Aaron Butler and then our 3-star freshman, Matthew Leonard. So we really don't need a million great receivers. So, one of these guys stays. That works for me. I'm just not paying these guys that much money. I'll take it into next year, and we'll see how bad of a team we really have. I kind of think that's the play. Tight end-wise, I think we're fine. Give these guys 5 just to make sure they don't leave. He only wants 10. Sure. Quan Johnson. That is a crazy picture on top right, by the way. Surely that is not how that man looks. It would surprise me. EA Sports. Did a lot of EA Sports talking about it. This, what's it called? In this video so far. I have no problem giving Carter, not saying that. No problem giving him 10. Not giving a 60 overall 40. We have no centers. These guys look like they're fine. I have no problem giving Josiah Timoteo 10 NIL, but I'm not giving, the backup 40. Kind of get what I'm going for here, for the most part. We're going to have a lot of players transfer out, and That's perfectly fine. This roster wasn't really a lot to talk about. I know we won a Pac-12 championship, but I'm just not interested in paying these guys a ton of bread. I would like to keep one of these edge rushers, to be honest. I think I'll keep Logan Knapp, hopefully. I'll give him 40. If he leaves, he leaves. That's fine. Pomay wants 245. I'm sorry, brother. That just ain't happening. That's just not happening. Linebacker, we look to be okay here. DB. Trey Glasper and Noble Thomas I would like to have back. Like, I'll pay Noble Thomas 40. And I'll pay Glasper 30. He has 90 speed. We'll keep him. Probably should keep one more of these guys just in case they leave, so put some NIL like that. Harlem Howard made some plays for us. I'd like him to stay. Jason Rutledge can leave. That's fine. All right, so I think that's where we are. Obviously, a lot of players are going to transfer out, like I said. Hopefully, Cornell Hatcher stays. I really don't know what's going to happen here. I'm just not going to pay him, $1 million, right? So that's kind of my thought process here. But he's not like Aaron Butler. He wasn't like I absolutely have to have him. So we still have 1,200 NIL, which puts us in a pretty decent spot, I think. We'll sim, and we'll see who wants to leave and who doesn't. Just leaving tab. We'll go... Oh, nope, that's not how I want to do that. We'll go through it like this. Quarterback. David Afalava wants to transfer. Buddy, you can have it. Obviously, we're losing Malik Murphy to graduation. Cornell Hatcher and McMillan both want to leave. That does save us some NIL and Cornell Hatcher, but that pretty much empties the running back room. Our top three guys, Hatcher, McMillan, Newberry, all leave. Not ideal. Wish we could have kept Hatcher. Maybe able to get him in the portal. We'll see. But he's out the door. Arian Hampton has a low persuasion chance. I would like to try on him. We only have 2 persuasions, so maybe we should wait. But Xavier Noland is a good player, but he's literally 5'6". So I'm good on that. And we're looting some other players. We are keeping Aaron Butler. That is what really matters in that room. Graduating all our tight ends and losing another one in Nelson Ferguson. O-line, not much to write about here because these players kind of suck. I mean, we do graduate our best offensive player in Tyler Volton, but you kind of get the point. There's nothing really going on there. Takari Hickle graduates. Pomay is going to transfer. Maybe Schuster gets drafted, by the way. That would be huge. But yeah, I'm just not paying Pomay, 250 NIL. It wasn't occurring. I know I said D-line's important, but not that important. Especially with us signing that quarterback to so much NIL, kind of put us in a bad spot. Jairus Goodman graduated, so did Aiden Sullivan. Linebacker-wise, DB, we're losing a few, but they're all 87, 88 speed, so I'm not really worried about that. And safety, losing 2 other guys that aren't good in the 60s. So we have 1 persuasion chance we'll use on Aaron Hampton. It's low. He has 92 speed. I would like to keep him. That's pretty fast in the Pac-12. Arian Hampton has decided to stay. Let's go. I think it's Aaron. Probably should stop saying Arian. I think that'd be a great idea. Only a sophomore, impact dev, 92 speed. We will keep him, but other than that, we are going to do have 19 players transfer out, including a large graduation class. This team is pretty much going to get turned up on its head. We check out the manage blueprint screen here. The roster NIL screen is not going to update. As you can see above my head, says we're paying Aiden Sullivan and Jacob Schuster, Tyler Volton. We're not. It's just a visual glitch. So sometimes you have to add up the NIL on your on a piece of paper or something like that. It sucks, but that's kind of where we are right now. We have more money than it's displaying in the blueprint, but we'll sim ahead. and see what the portal has in store for us. I'm not sure how much players are going to cost with, you know, a lower tier team. I have not done a portal cycle with a lower tier program, so I'm excited to see what it looks like NIL cost-wise. We are up to we're still a 2-star school. Did we go down? Were we? I don't know if we were 1.5 or 2.5. Probably 1.5. But you think we won the conference. I'd hope to be higher than a 2-star, but I guess that is what it is. We'll see if Jacob Schuster got drafted. He did not. You might say, Cam, 85 overall? Why are you even worried about him getting drafted? It actually is probably like in the 7th round range for the most part. But yeah, see, even in the next week, it still says we're paying these guys, these seniors that aren't on the team roster NIL. So, it says 1,410. We actually have probably a little bit more than that. But, you know, this has to last us until the end of next year. So, we're not going to be spending it all in this portal cycle. Check out the portal, and that's not inspiring. There are quite a few 5-stars. It's right on my music. That's so loud. I feel like I'm yelling. Decorian Moore, Dijon Lee. And just to get an idea, guys, when I talk about how devastating that quarterback was to recruit, for $290, we got a normal dev quarterback. For $330, I could get a 5-star portal player. That's how much $290 is, okay? So, just want to put that out there, but a lot of great players in the portal, especially after year 1. No 4-stars are interested in us, which kind of makes sense. I wouldn't mind a quarterback. I know we spin a lot, but, like, I don't want to play that guy. I wouldn't mind looking at one of these quarterbacks, maybe if they don't get any offers. Like, if I could get in on one of these guys for, you know, 240 or whatever they're asking for, I wouldn't mind it. We have Washington State's quarterback in here, and Grayson Purdon. How funny would that be? And we have only one 3-star transfer interested in us, Trevor Holton from Georgia. That is it. So, you're going to have to get down and dirty in the portal. I'll update you guys as I see fit, but it's going to be a grind here to re-put together this team. You look at the position needs at the top of the screen. We need everything. It's tough to do without, you know, scouting. I've talked about scouting is so important this year because you really never know who's asked and who's good with no matter their star ratings. But as you can see from the 3-star quarterbacks here, we're going to be able to get one at a pretty good price. Probably going to be our starter. And I think that's got to be priority number 1 is finding the quarterback of the future, or at least the quarterback of next season, I'd say. And you'd love to, you know, find a player that you already know about. I know Drew DeShields is not bad. Or not in comparison to what we could be having. Lunch Winfield is interesting. Tanner Applewhite is interesting. But yeah, I think quarterback's got to be our number 1 priority. He cares about playing time. Could we possibly get him to decommit? I feel like that's not possible now. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? What a play that would be, by the way. What a play to free up my NIL. I'm tempted. I can't lie. I'm tempted. I think we have to roll with Michael Van Buren. That's the guy. We will attempt to have him and hopefully start him. He is just going to straight up be better. Maybe we don't offer double NIL off rip, but I am going to. I think quarterback is very important. Shocker. But Michael Van Buren hopefully is the future of the future of the program. He's a junior, but be a senior. Yeah, starting quarterback next season, because I think he will be better than the freshman. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad bet. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm feeling like right now, and we'll go cheap elsewhere. See, you get 3-star running backs for 0 NIL. The portal players are usually cheaper than the high schoolers, which I think is, in my opinion, that feels backwards to me, but I digress. Going after a lot of different players right now that aren't interested in us, but gonna have to pivot probably in week 2. Just because pretty much any player that gets an offer, we're probably not going to be able to compete with very much. Not necessarily, like, all the way, but at least what I'm prioritizing early. And we see a 4-star that has no offers for, you know, in the portal. We'll go after him with base NIL. And hopefully I've saved enough to where I can do that. We're not going to have enough roster spots. Or we're not going to be able to fill enough players. We graduated like 30. And we let 20 out the door. Like, it's... Next year's going to be rough, I think. I think we'd be lucky to go 9-5 and win the conference. We'll sim a week. We still have 1,100 Dynasty points as of right now. We'll have less at some point, because we'll spend more than we do. But kind of need to sim a week. I need to see who has offers, who doesn't, and know who I have to pivot off of. But we're the only offer on Michael Van Buren, which is wonderful. Do we fight for Tyler Holton? I really don't know. How good is he? 90 speed? I actually will fight for Tyler Holton. I know you're like, oh, 90 speed? 6'2", 200 pounds, 90 speed? You actually have a good hard sell? That's not really the worst thing. Any 4-stars that have... I mean, we'll check out the 5-stars. I wouldn't mind. You know, I have no problem, you know, maybe a 1-year commitment for a player that has no offers. Quincy Porter, dude, he was so good in game last year. 400 NIL is crazy. There's a punter? What? Okay. Okay. There are some. That could be interesting. That could be... Quarterback. Oh, there's a quarterback. Oh, there's a quarterback. TJ Walker? Pretty sure I know that name. DJ Sanders sounds familiar. A lot of I mean, we're recording this before pre-recruiting patch. So there's a lot of players that go unrecruited right now, unfortunately. But, maybe fortunately for us. Now, I'm probably going to get, like, I mean, one of these guys I'll go after. You know, I can't be getting, you know, 3 of these guys and having no NIL. But we can afford one of them, for sure. There's so many. Good God. EA, bro. There's so many. Kelly Jones is interesting. There's a couple quarterbacks. My Michael Van Buren send the house offer. Double NIL seems dumber and dumber the more I go, but hey, it happens. Kevin Wynn. Dorian Fleming. Probably looking for a defender, to be honest. Let's go Tion Gray. DT from Notre Dame, sophomore, will be a junior, I suppose. And that'll be someone we go after. He wants 210. We have 210. We don't have much more than that currently, but I don't think that's a bad bet. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Into week 3, so see where we are on some of these recruits, reported players. Don't think we'll have any commits. No, we might. Roman Luna is a high schooler that commits. Trevor Holton, the only 3-star that was invested and interested in Don Don's program, 3-star transfer from Georgia, commits to the Beavers. And otherwise, everyone else is still in play in week 3. And we're about NIL capped out. Like, we have 860 remaining. I'm not really interested in going any more than that. And I'm not upset with going less, you know? So, we'll see where we are on some of these. Buren looks like he will be a Beaver. And I can't imagine not starting him. I just think he will be better than, George Woodbury. I keep forgetting his name, man. Every time. Aside for Ansu Sanu, I'll have to learn how to pronounce that name before next video. But 6'2", 240 running back just sounds fun. That does just sound fun. Our most expensive player next year is going to be our backup quarterback, I'm just realizing. Extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Alright, done with week 3 now. Simming to week 4. We'll know a lot more after this week. I keep saying that, but we will, because we're going to have some hard commits. Show me Michael Van Buren. Michael Van Buren, former Mississippi State quarterback. But that's not where he played last year. I kind of forgot already. But looks to be the starter for one season here at Oregon State. Maybe have a quarterback competition? Probably not. Michael Van Buren seems to be the guy. Ansu Sanu from Oregon transfers from Washington. 6'2", 240-pound running back. I am super excited. I love me some running backs, and 6'2", 240 just sounds like a blast. Now, I'm assuming, you know, if I'm the only offer on the board and decently first, I assume these guys are all just going to commit to me. That's at least how I understand it. Now, that could be a little scary to think about, but there's nothing else I can do. I'm out of hours, so we'll see how it goes. We have 35 targets. Hope to get all commits. We're going to find out. We're going to sim through the last week of the portal, and we'll see where we fall. I mean, this could be, you know, if these guys don't auto-commit, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a lot of name reading. Quante Gillians, edge rusher. Ryan Pinn, also edge rusher. Drayden Pavey. Walter Newberry, I believe transferred from LSU, if I'm not mistaken. Blake Carney, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Tion Gray, 4-star transfer. We paid him $200 NIL. But I said quarterback's the most important position. What's the second most important position? You said D-line? You would be correct. In this game, D-line is key. Moving on. Josh Galbraith? Donovan Woolen. Cameron Thomas. You see a lot of linebackers. We only had 2 or 3 rostered. Taj Powell. Dylan Hampton. Gonna have to learn a whole new team. Elijah Rumpf. Steffiland? Transfer from, I don't think it was Georgia. He played on Georgia last year? I don't really know. But good player, I know that. Daniel Cruz. Alex Robertson. Brian Tapu. We really are the expendables. We're the college football expendables. Nobody wanted these players. Nobody wanted to pay these players. So we went after him. Trey John Falk. Our only 2-star transfer, Sevon McDowell, I believe Coastal Carolina. Carson Moss. And I mean, I think that was literally every single player that we were going after. And that is huge. Like I said, we had 19 transfers and we had 27 seniors. So you do the math on that one. A lot more players than we could even bring in. We have some coach points before we go look at the team. I think we're going to stay in recruiter. Or maybe we save up and get motivator. I'm going to go ahead and buy motivator. Maybe it's the long-term play. Maybe that's not the best idea right now, but that is what I did. We want to look at the blueprints. Roster NIL, we are only half. Recruits NIL, we went up above a bunch. But really, if you even it out, for NIL purposes, we're about where we should be, in my opinion. So I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I think we're going to be okay. And we'll, like I said, we'll save some more NIL next year when we let, you know, Mr. 290 quarterback out the door. We'll check out signing day. Looking for anything above normal. Not a good start. Let me move the face cam so you guys can see. Slide over here. Corey Sims, the transfer from USC, I believe. Piqued my interest, but normal dev. He is 6'3", though. 2-star transfer, normal dev. That's, you know, expected. Normal for Rumpf. Impact for Hampton. Impact for Robertson. Normal for Powell. Normal. 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 Our 4-star transfer, who is going to be a good player, has normal dev, so he will not get as many skill points. Could be someone we're looking to move off the team next offseason. Normal dev is tough to see from the only 4-star transfer. Impact, normal, star for Stefan is what I'm going to call him. Like I said, I knew he was going to be good. Impact, normal, impact, normal. Normal for Ansu Sanu. Star for Trevor Holto at 90 speed. Great pickup. I'm invested in him because he was invested in us. Van Buren has impact. That's good enough for me. Roman Luna, by the way, 3-star out of high school. 83 speed, 86 hit power, star dev. For 5 NIL. That's a good find. Normal. I think did we already see all these guys? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But that's where we are in the country. We are probably a pretty decent-sized class. We are 32nd, which is really, really good. I mean, you compare us to the Pac-12. Just show you how broken recruiting is right now. Well, they got some transfers, but, like, it's not even close. Like, I know we paid a lot more NIL, but, like, Colorado State should have more than 85 NIL, probably, yeah? But they actually didn't get to 3-star transfers, which is nice. In high school, they can literally get 0. As far as I was aware. Are we looking at the same thing? Guys. We need to have a conversation. Are we looking at the same thing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? As a UCLA fan, our rivals, we're Washington State, obviously, but our rivals in the Pac-12 might be the Boise State Broncos. I'm looking at Nico Iava has committed. And you might say, Cam, he sucks in real life. I'm not going to argue with you. I'll tell you where he doesn't suck. The game. He's going to be a 90+ overall with, like, elite depth. That's what he... I mean, he's at 88, what, in the base game after... or during Season 1? He's going to be a 90+ overall. That's going to be incredibly tough to stop. They also have Bryson Beaver, transfer quarterback. We're going to have our hands full with the Boise State Broncos if we're good enough. You know, I don't know if we're going to be as good as last year. We'll see kind of where our roster stands out. We'll look at some of the overalls of the players and position changes pre-training boost. And, I'm not loving this. He's only a 78 overall. This was a miss. Our 2 biggest NIL commitments for this season have both been misses. I mean, normal dev. This is... Scouting is so important. We had a 4-star transfer for Tion Gray. He's a 78 overall with normal dev. A 3-star transfer was an 82 overall with star dev. Scouting is everything. Everything. I'm liking the overall of Sanu, though. I do like that, but keep doing that. We'll look at the quarterbacks. Woodbury's a 72. He will be the backup. Buren will be the starter. Where did he play last year? Okay, USF. He actually had a really good year. Like a really good year. Wow. Hopefully we can do something of the same. That's pretty impressive, but 85 speed. Only 88 throw power is definitely a step back. Might be another year of being a running team, but I don't know. We should have better receivers this year, in my opinion. Sanu is a 79. That's not too shabby. Not a lot of speed going on here, but hopefully at 240 he can carry the load. 80 trucking. 76 stiff arm. Wish the juke moves a little bit better, but his awareness is really low. That's kind of what's holding him back. But I don't mind that. We will look at the receive. Oh, he's under athletes. Okay. Woo! Got a little nervous. Matthew Leonard here. Only a 66 overall. Is this someone we're willing to start? That's a conversation. Maybe it's someone we sub in when we play the moments. Because, I mean, overalls do matter in Sim. So, I don't know. That's something to think about for sure. I thought he was going to be a higher overall than that. I mean, in terms of overall, he's way low. So, maybe he doesn't start. Maybe we sub him in for year one. But probably something we'll have to figure out at a later date. But Aaron Butler is probably going to assume receiver number 1 roles. Mix in Eddie Froth, and Aaron Hampton. Not Arian. Aaron. Jackson Bowers, former BYU tight end, as far as I'm aware. I think will start for us. O-line is O-line. O-line's going to be rough. I'll go over this more in depth when we get to the off-season training boost, but kind of just trying to knock off the notable transfers. I kind of need a second center. I'll leave it be. I don't really care. Edge rusher, Miller and Penn are both true sophomores, 70 overall. The dev trait's not great, but can make it work. Hampson's a 75. So it's not a very inspiring room. I won't lie to you, but I think we can make it happen. D-tackle, we should be pretty good. Once again, you know, Teal Gray's kind of a letdown, but he is going to start. Newberry and Pavey are decent overalls, and the leader of the room is going to be Mr. Green, Stefan. Linebacker is mega mid. Mega mid. We'll move some of these guys around so we have more than one Sam linebacker. At least we're not, you know, weak at a position or only have like 2 D-tacklers or like 3 linebackers. That's really what I wanted to avoid for the most part, and we have done that. Corner is relatively unchanged. We're still going to have Glassford, Noble Thomas, and Exodus Ayers, so not a lot different over here. And safety, it's Harlem Howard, and I assume it's going to be Trevor Holton. 90 speed. The coverage is in a rough spot, but 59 block shed is also a little rough. But 76 hit power can do it, and Star Dev, hopefully he takes a sizable boost in the offseason. Kind of forgot we still have a really, really, really bad kicker. Is it worth changing our punter to a kicker? I think it is. I would rather have a good kicker than a good punter. We'll change Sherwood to a punter. I think this will be okay. And yeah, now we have a 91 kick power kicker instead of a 75. So I don't know if that constitutes as cheese, but we did it. So that's all I got for you. Now, we'll sim. I do have manual upgrades on, so this is going to take quite a while for me to manually upgrade the players. I'll cut in when I think you guys need to know something, but otherwise, I'll see you at the end of probably literally over an hour of upgrading the players. So, trading results, let me get to work. Yeah, just to give you an idea on how bad the signing was. I haven't upgraded Green yet, and Teal Gray is tied for second defensive tackle. And he's 1 overall for being 4th. So, that was another miss by me. It seems whenever I break out the NIL bag, whenever Don sends out the Hellcats, it never works out well. Literally an hour later, here is the team. As you can see, it's got a lot of players 80 and above, man. Key or notable mentions, Green is our Stefan Green is our highest player at 85. Aaron Butler's up to an 83. I think I already talked about Sanu and Buren are 82s. Yeah, a lot of 80s, a lot of decent-sized players. I have manual progression on, but I have the 25%, you know, manual progression penalty off. I've never used it off. The overalls might be a little high, but I don't think I should be getting a penalty because I want to manually upgrade the players. Because someone with 69 hit power, I'm going to use half my skill points to get to 71. I don't feel like I should be penalized for that, so for this dynasty, I think I am going to keep manual progression on and the penalty off, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But the team does look quite a bit better than I actually thought it would look. But Heisman CPU, play the moments in the Pac-12, that might not mean much at all. We'll sim the week. I don't think we'll have to encourage any transfers. Actually, I will do one. I do not need the backup kicker. But we certainly won't be above 85 players. Yeah, we're only at 74. Brought in a full class, so we're at 74 players. We needed every single one of those 35 guys. But yeah, Philip K, 50 overall kicker, not doing it for me. Obviously, staying in the Pac-12. And we'll advance to the preseason. Now, I don't know if... I probably do the recruiting board on my own and talk about it before in episode 1. Episode 1, dude. What? In week 1 of season 2, I'll probably talk about it there. I just feel like I'm not going to also do it here. Maybe I will. I don't know. I actually haven't decided yet. Looking back at our blueprint, like I said, we have 810 points. Our roster NIL is pretty crazy, but you got to think, man, like 290 of this is going to get snapped off the board because Woodbury's gone. So we probably won't bring in the craziest class this cycle. Maybe rely on the transfer portal once again. It's just gotta fix the mistakes that I made with the NIL early on. Do we have any players actually interested in us? Something I'm curious about before we get out of here. No 5 stars. Do we have a 4-star that's from Oregon that wants to be here? We don't. We actually don't have a single 3-star. I mean, we won a conference championship. I mean, you would think 1 3-star is like, hey, I believe in you guys. Clearly not, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll persevere. I'll have to check and see if we were a 1.5 star. Because I know we went 9-5. Our conference, or our team prestige should have gone up from winning the Pac-12 championship. You would think. I guess I'll make our schedule at the end of this video, rounding it out. Okay. That's really annoying, actually. Wait, the Oregon's locked? I can't change at Oregon? And, dude. They think I'm playing this fucking schedule? What is this? What is this? Washington State, New Mexico, fine. At Oregon, at BYU, at Ole Miss? Are you out of your mind? I think it's crazy I can't change the Oregon game. By the way, I should mention we are playing Washington State twice again. Dude, not be able to move the Oregon game is tough. Tough. Week 3. That's going to be bad news. I'm just not playing BYU and Ole Miss. I'm not here to take, 3 straight backshot games. I usually like having an FCS team in here. And I mean, I absolutely will. We absolutely will be getting our revenge on the Kodiaks. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. By week 6, I'll play a real team. I have no problem playing a real team. Maybe an overrated top 25 team. Overrated. Let's do Oregon, South Carolina, and then do we want to do a USF game for Michael Van Buren? I don't see them. Can we do it this week? I wouldn't mind. I do like kind of doing the revenge game stuff for transfer quarterbacks. I think that's kind of fun. And we can. And so we'll make this week a power team. Can we still do South Carolina or no? No. Okay. Mississippi State would be fun, but it's like back-to-back Van Buren games. Doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. Dude, fuck it. Let's go to Utah. Let's go to Utah. We're going to do so home, 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 home. This makes sense, I think. This makes sense. We're going to get screwed on the visit weeks, though, if we do this. I mean, you do have you have 3 straight prime week, or 5 straight prime weeks with no visit week is really tough. But something that Don and the Beavers will have to overcome. What overall did it say our team was? We'd like to know. 82 overall. Last year in the Pac-12? Only time will tell. Hope you enjoyed. Not sure how long this video is, but when you're seeing this, the next day, it'll be Game 1 of Season 2. And I'm thinking it's Washington State. I'm thinking let's play it out. I'm thinking we play out the first game of the year. Brand new offense, brand new players of the team. We'll play that first game in its totality. I'll see you on the next one. Hope you did enjoy. Deuces.